Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to this channel. This morning, we're going over September 12th MLB games. We have 15 of them. Updated power rankings came out last night on the channel, so make sure you check that out. We also had football kicking off yesterday, so it was a very, very busy day. But also, in the MLB, we had 15 games, and we're going to jump into them and talk about them all at least a little quickly. Playoff race is heating up, so every game's starting to matter a little bit, but there's also a couple games every day that don't matter at all. First game of the night, Tigers 8, Rays 7. These guys went to extras after it was pretty much Tigers leading 2-1 most of the way. In the 8th inning, these teams exchange a lot of runs. Tampa Bay puts up 4 and takes a pretty commanding lead, 7-2 at the time. But then we see the Tigers, it was 5-2 at the time. Tigers put up 3 and tied up 5-5. A bunch of runs in the 10th, both teams scoring 2, and then the Tigers get the solo run in the 11th to walk this off. Cruz hits 31st of the season. Phillips his 11th, and on the other side, Cavalerio hits 214 on the season. Both those coming off him. Scooble goes 3-0 runs, 6 Ks, and Patino 4.1, 2 runs, 3 Ks. Tigers gave the Rays a little bit of run for their money over the weekend. At least their pitching got beat up a little bit, and the Tigers take 2 wins off of them. So, fun games. Tigers played very well over the weekend. Nationals 6, Pirates 2. Pirates are at 2-1 after 3, but Nationals put up a 4 spot in that 4th. Avila hits his first home run of the season, a solo shot, and Thomas hits a 3-run shot in that same inning, his 4th this season. So both these guys, bottom of the lineup kind of guys. Thomas actually top of the lineup, so I was wrong there. But overall, the Nationals pick up a big win here, and the Pirates again avoid getting their first series sweep of the season. Tough break for them. Home runs coming from Garcia as well in that second inning, his 5th of the season. Patrick Corbin goes 7, 200 runs, 4 Ks. Good outing for him. Picks up his 8th win of the season. Bryce Wilson, 4.15 earned runs, 3 home runs. Not a great outing as the Pirates lose. Next up, Blue Jays 22, Orioles 7. And this game wasn't quite over after the second inning. It was 6-3 at that point. The Jays had jumped out to a 5-0 lead in the first, 6-0 after 2, but then they pile on 10 in the 3rd, and we don't have to look back after that. Danny Jansen, 4-hit, 4 RBI night, kind of leads the way, but we also have a couple of guys in multi-hit nights. Gurriel Jr. continues to probably be one of the hottest Jays hitters. He's up to 19 on the season. He also had his 2nd grand slam in as many weeks. In this game, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. hits his 44th on his way to a possible triple crown. Jake Lamb his 7th, Hernandez his 27th as the home runs were piling in, but that's not really all they took. Gurriel Jr. had a 2-hit, 7 RBI night. Mountcastle hits his 28th, Santander his 17th, and wins his 3rd, but not enough. And Steven Matz goes 6, giving up 5 earned runs over 6, but he had such a commanding lead. They just kept pushing him to eat up some innings. Thornton comes in with Merriweather. Lothar goes 2, giving up 7 earned runs, and they pull him before the 3rd gets out of hand, but then they bring in Watkins, who gives up another 7 and only 1 out. Rough game for the Orioles. Rockies 5, Phillies 4. So the Rockies, I believe, went 3-1 over this series, pretty much knocking the Phillies out of the playoff race. They're 4 games back. There's a pretty big divide between them and the playoffs, and a couple teams they have to hop. So they're gonna have to go on a very big Jays style win streak. Again, this was another game where they're out to a lead, but they just can't hold it. And the Rockies put up 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th. They take a 5-3 lead at the time. They come as close as 5-4, but that's it. Hampson, 2 home runs on this game. 1 off of Nola in the 5th, 1 in the 7th for 11 on the season. Bryce Harper continues to try to put this team on his back, but he just can't. His 32nd home run of the season comes late in the game in that 8th inning to bring them within 1, but they don't close the door. Nola goes 5.13 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, a decent outing for him. Just not going to get this run support, and he's going to get the no decision, not, and the bullpen closes it and loses. Feltner, 3.2, 206 Ks in the win. Next up, Brewers continue to be one of the top teams in the MLB, and they're out early, 1-0 in the first, 4-0 by the end of the second, and 7-0 by the end of the third, keeping the Indians to 4 hits. They just couldn't get too much going. Colton Wong goes 2 home run night. He's up to 13. Garcia also 2 home run night. He's up to 27. Pina comes in on the first 10th. So a bunch of home runs coming off the Milwaukee Bats. They are ready for playoffs. 5.1, 1 run, 8 Ks for Lauer. The rotation also ready for playoffs. Cavalli goes 3, 7 earned runs, giving up 3 home runs. And man, the Indians, they just can't find that consistency in bats, rotation, you name it. Yeah, Hayden, great day for sports all around yesterday. Thanks for joining in, buddy. Nice to see you. Braves 5, Marlins 3, and this is it. The Braves win as the Phillies lose, and I think this is probably pretty much the clinching game. They got a pretty nice lead now over the Phillies. Of course, they still, I believe, have at least one series against each other in the coming weeks, which, if the Braves get swept, could start to unravel things. Braves were up 3-1 about halfway through this game before the Marlins tied it up. In the 6th, they generated a couple of runs, but they take it right back in that 7th inning when Freddie Freeman hits a solo shot, and so does Albus, 28th and 30th respectively. Rosario also hits his 10th earlier in the game, a 2-run shot. We see Sanchez for the Marlins hit his only solo shot coming in early in the game, up to 10 on the season. Cabrera goes 3.2, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, and Max Fried 6 3-earned runs and 7 Ks. He's getting ready. He's basically getting back to where he was a couple of years ago for playoff form, and that Braves got to be pretty excited with how things are shaping up for them for this season. Astros 3, Angels 1, and the Angels are now 3 games below 500. Lagares is pretty much the only guy who hits a run for them. He ties it up at the time, a solo shot in the top of the 5th. But we see Tucker come in the bottom of the 5th and hit a 2-run shot, which gives them a 3-1 lead, and they don't look back after that. McCullers goes 6, 1 earned run, and 7 Ks. Only blemish is that solo shot he gave up. 3.12 ERA now in the season. He's been lights out, 12-4. Barria, 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 Ks. Decent item for Barria, but it took him 96 pitches to get out of the 4th. So that's quite a lot of pitches, and not going to get it done on any given day. Next up, Royals 5, Twins 3. These guys just back and forth all series long. Even though they're not playing for a whole much, Merrifield does come out to play. 3 hits, RBI for him. It was 3-3 about halfway through, and it wasn't until the 8th inning where the Royals took the lead 4-3 and added an insurance in the 9th. Just generating the runs, pretty much hits coming from all angles of their lineup. Modesty hits his 6th home run of the season, coming in that 2nd inning, the 2-1 lead at the time. Byron Buxton continues to try to lead this Minnesota team. He had a double in there, 2-hit night, but the RBIs are coming off Rooker, who also had a double. It looked like a 2 RBI double, which was for them. Ober goes 4.1, 3 earned run, 6 Ks in the no decision, and Bubick 5.1, 2 and 6 Ks himself. I'm not going to stay on that one too long. White Sox 2, Red Sox 1, and the Red Sox continuing to struggle down the stretch here. And of course, the whole COVID outbreak's been a big factor. They fell behind 1-0 in the 6th inning. It was pretty much a pitcher's duel most of the way. Garcia ends up coming in there for the White Sox and hitting the game walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th. After Kiki Hernandez got on base and scored a run off Kimbrel, which actually ended up blowing the game for the White Sox in the top. He saves it, Garcia does. Lance Lynn coming back, 5 innings pitched, 0 earned run, 9 Ks, and with Garrett Cole kind of on the sidelines right now, pretty good spot for him to come back and go for that Cy Young award. Pavetta goes 5.1, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks, and Whitlock 2 outs when he gives up the solo shot, ends up going to get the loss. Cardinals 2, Red Zero. This reminds me back when the Cardinals beat Roy Halladay in the playoffs. They scored runs in that first inning and then just shut the door after that. And that's exactly what happened. 2 runs scored off the bat of Arenado, a 2-run shot with 2 out. Sonny Gray gives it up, and that's all it took. Arenado's hero for his team. Sonny Gray goes 7 2-run runs, 6 Ks, and it's that 1 home run is the blemish, no run support. And J.A. Happ goes 5.1, 0 earned runs and 4 Ks. He's going to get the win. ERA is still sported at 6, but Gallegos comes in there for his 8th save of the season. So I think it's safe to say Alex Reyes has been axed from the closer position. Giants 6, Cubs 5, and the Giants still winning series. They did lose one of the Cubs over the weekend, but they come back and still win the rest and maintain that same exact lead, 2.5 games over the Dodgers. 2 weeks left in the season. Can they hold on? I'm starting to think they can. Flores hits his 18th of the season, coming in that 5th inning, which gives them a 5-2 lead at the time. And they don't really have to look back. Cubs do bring it 5-3 and 6-5. That's the closest they get. Ian Happ goes 22, coming off Logan Webb steal. 5 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 4 Ks, 1 solo shot. And Logan Webb, 6 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, coming off 1 home run and 5 Ks. He goes 81 pitches. It's a good outing. And the big win for the Giants. They just got to maintain the division. That's all they got to do. They got 2.5 game lead. Couple weeks left. They've done it all season. Let's see if they can do it. Rangers 4, Athletics 3. And this is it. The Athletics lose again. And I'm pretty sure they lose the series to the Rangers, which is not what you want to be doing in the thick of a playoff race. They've had one of the tougher schedules over the wild card down the stretch, but it's no excuse. They got to win games against teams like this. They were down 4-0 early. And then we see Gomes come up in the 5th inning, hit a solo shot, his 15th, and Matt Olson, a 2-run shot in the 6th, brings them up to 34 on the season. They had 5 hits on the night, but that's as close as they're going to get, 4-3. They can't close the door on the bullpen. Barlow comes in for 6th save of the season in relief of Hearn, who went 6, 3 earned runs and 2 Ks out, giving up a couple of home runs. Kapralainen goes 3.2, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks. And Oakland's really missing that steady arm of Bassett, who would come in every 5 days and pretty much pitch a gem and put him in a spot to win. Definitely missing it down the stretch. Dodgers 8, Padres 0, and Max Scherzer making the news, becoming the 19th pitcher in MLB history to hit 3,000 strikeouts. Quite the achievement and in quite the game. Corey Seager, his 9th, Betts his 21st, Justin Turner his 24th. So the home runs were alive and well. 3-run shot for Turner in there. Trey Turner had a hit in there. Betts had 2 hit, 2 RBI. 9th overall, Scherzer went 8, giving up 0 earned runs and 9 Ks. The guy has been lights out and honestly should be in the conversation now for Cy Young. He's just been crazy. Snell doesn't even get out of the first inning. He only pitches 11 pitches, so something happened there. Must be an injury left the game. That's concerned. And the Padres couldn't have any more of disastrous things happen. Diamondbacks 5, Mariners 4. And Diamondbacks playing huge spoiler on the Mariners' chances of playoffs. While the Jays win and they find a little bit of a gap, they do see the Yankees and the Red Sox lose. So they don't lose up too much ground on that second spot, but that first spot, the Jays have just been flying high on that one. Kendall Marte hits his solo shot in the 7th at the time, gives Arizona a 5-2 lead after Haniger hits his 32nd and Moore hits his 12th. Just both solo shots coming in there. Arizona doesn't look back though. In that 9th inning, Seattle does threaten putting up 2 runs, but that's as close as they're going to get. And a must-win game, really. Seattle can't be messing around with teams like Arizona. 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 8 Ks for Kikuchi. He put them in a good spot to win, but it's the bullpen that lets down the Mariners in this one. Mesowich gives up 3 earned runs over no outs, and that's going to be the difference. Gilbert goes 5.1, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, and 2 home runs for him. Well, the Diamondbacks pick up a spoiler win along the way. Mets also in a spot where they're basically playing spoiler at this point, and they probably like nothing more than spoil the rivalry of the New Yorks in this one. They get out to 4-2 lead after 2, and 5-2 before the Yankees pile on a couple of runs here to tie it up. And after 7, we're tied 6-6 after some late runs from the Yankees. Torres hits his 7th 2-run shot of the season. Stanton also had a 2-run shot in that 7th. So 6th and 7th both see 2-run shots for the Yankees that bring it into tie. Brad Hand at there, but it's Francisco Lindor with a 3-home run night, playing complete spoiler, 17th on the season, a 3-hit, 5 RBI night for him. Carrasco goes 5 2 runs, 5 Ks. He's going to get the no decision because they blow it from the bullpen, specifically Brad Hand. And Schmidt goes 4.1 2 runs and 2 Ks for the Yankees. And the poor Yankees just can't put it together. Their team's falling apart at the seams down the stretch here. And there you have it, boys and girls, the 15 games from September 12th, Sunday. Might you probably watching football or something like that, but these baseball games, they all matter, and it's fun to watch, and I'm going to keep following the season along every morning, so make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you guys for that next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.